Alright guys, welcome to video 2 of dividing decimals. We have 3 examples for you today. Remember that these need to go on your graphic organizer. I'm going to give you guys some tips and some hints on how to make this process a little bit easier, but I want you to understand, today, as a student, you should be able to divide decimals with 2-digit divisors. That means it's a little bit harder. We're going to go ahead and get started. Our first one says 11 and 40 hundredths. We're going to go ahead and put 11 and 40 hundredths inside the box. We're going to go ahead and do that right now. 11 and 40 hundredths. And we have 1 and 5 tenths on the outside. Just like before, we're going to go ahead and move our decimal point to the wall. It takes 1 place on the outside, so we need to go 1 place on the inside. Go ahead and put the decimal at the top. Okay, now we need to figure out how many times 15 goes into 1. Well, it doesn't. I'm going to put an X there. Does it go into 11? No, it does not. Does it go into 114? Well, it does, but I'm not quite sure how many. So what I'm going to use is a strategy called fast facts, and that's simply counting by 15s on the side. So I'm going to show you. Okay, we'll use it over here. We have 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105, 120, 135, and the last one would be 150, but we don't need to go that far. Okay, this is 15 times 1. This is 15 times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6, times 7, times 8, times 9. So that's important because that's going to help us out here in just a second. Okay, how many times does how many times does 15 go into 114? Well, what we do is we look down our list until we get to the one that is closest to 114 without going over, which happens to be 105. That is 7 times. So it goes in 7 times, and 7 times 15 is 105. We go ahead and subtract 114 minus 105. We borrow, it becomes a 0, this becomes 14, that is 900. Okay? How many? Next thing we need to do is compare. Is 9 less than 15? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and bring down our 0. 90. How many times does 15 go into 90? Well, if we look at our chart one more time, okay, we'll go ahead and, 90's right there. That is 6 times. So we're going to go ahead and write 6 at the top. 6 times 15 is 90. We subtract and get 0. We are done. We used our fast facts, and we have 7 and 6 tenths as our answer. We're going to move on to example number 2. Okay? Listen, you guys need to make sure that you are very careful in how you do this. This one is a little bit different than any of the other ones that we have done. Okay? We have 1 and 932 thousandths. We're going to divide it by 23 hundredths. Now, this one, if you look very closely, we have 2 numbers between the decimal and the wall. So we're going to move it 2 places. Do it on the outside. You must also do the same thing on the inside. We'll go ahead and put it on the top. Now, once again, 23 does not go into 1. Okay? It does not go into 19. But it does go into 193. So once again, let's use our fast facts. Okay? Now, we'll go ahead and start with 23. The next one is going to be 46. The next one after that is 69. Now, I might get stuck, so what do? Well, it's very simple. I can just do 69 plus 23, and that would give me 92. So we could do that the whole time. I know them, so I'm going to keep going, but that's a strategy you can do. 92, the next one is 115. Oops. The next one is 138. After that is 161. And 184. And the next one is 207. I'm going to stop there because that's 9. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 times. How many times does 23 go into 193? Well, according to our list, it looks like this one is the closest. That would be 8 times. 8 times 23 is 184. We already did the math. Okay, go ahead and subtract. We have, to borrow from the 9, it becomes 8. 3 becomes 13. That is 9. So we have 9 left over. The rest is 0. Go ahead and compare. Is 9 less than 23? Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and bring down our 2. How many times does 23 go into 92? Let's look at our list. Oh, look at that. 4 times. Congratulations. 4 times 23. 3 is 92. It works out nicely. We have nothing remaining. Our answer is 8 4/10. Once again, we used our fast facts to help us out. Now, listen, I know that it seems like it's a lot of work in the beginning, and maybe it is, but it reduces the amount of times you need to do calculations throughout the problem. It really does make it faster if you don't know these numbers. We have one more example. Here we go. Okay. All right, we have 16 72/100ths. And we're going to go ahead and put that inside the box. And 22/100ths is on the outside. This time, we're going to go ahead and move our decimal once again 2 times. 2 times. Sounds like pines, but that's okay. 22. Goes into 1 0 times. 16 0 times. 167. Ooh, that's a lot. Guess I'm going to do my fast facts one more time. This time I know them. You know how to do them, so let's go fast. 22, 44, 66, 88, 110, 132, 154, 176, and 198. I'm going to stop there, okay, because the next 9 would be 220. All right, that is 1 time 2. We'll keep going down our list. You guys know what I'm doing at this point. How many times does 22 go into 167? Well, this is the biggest one without going over. That would be 7 times. 7 times 22 is 154. We're going to go ahead and subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. 6 minus 5 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0, so there's nothing there. Go ahead and compare. Is 13 less than 22? Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and bring down our last number. That's a 2. How many times does 22 go into 132? I think you guys can figure it out by now. But if you can't, it is seriously right here. It is 6 times. 6 times 22 is 132. We subtract and we get 0. Our answer this time is 76 or 76.0. Either one does not matter. Okay? Be very aware. We still need to make sure that we're very careful with our decimals and that we are very careful with how we do our work. Just to let you know, if you are having problems with this, we do offer workshops. You can sign up for one at any time. We will put a whiteboard in the back for you to sign up. And once again, you have 2 worksheets to show us how you do it. Thank you for listening to your terrible teacher one more time.